Hey guys, welcome back to Jason Unleashed. How's it going? Jason Carty here. So good to see you guys. What is today? Monday. Happy Monday, you guys. I forget what day it is. I am so excited for today's show because I have someone who is just someone I've looked up to, have watched for years, and that person is ZURI Hall of Access Hollywood. We've loved her on Access Hollywood, American Ninja Warrior, Fuse, Alpha Babe. Every place we've seen Zuri, we have come to just subscribe to what she's talking about. Her fashion, her witty on-camera personality, and just everything about her is incredible. She is on the show today. Super stoked to have her. So if you guys have any questions or any comments, leave them below. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. And again, thank you so much for watching. It's a new week. Hope it brings you tons of love and success and peace. Actually, Zuri's saying the request. Let's bring her in. Zuri. I'm still waiting for my theme song for connection, you guys. Hit me up. You guys have nothing but time. Zuri, hey!
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'd be better if these curls would just stop disrespecting what I'm trying to do today.
You look fine. Hey, happy Monday. So good to see you. Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you doing in 2020? How is everything going as far as
That's
mental
a loaded
health?
question, Jason.
Right, I know. But I got it. Girl, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Actually, all things considered, I couldn't complain. I'm blessed. I'm safe. I'm healthy. The people closest to me are. So that's really all you can ask for. Honestly, work has been busier than ever. Like, we're picking up. We're doing a ton of celebrity interviews from home. Access Hollywood has been on the air still for I think like 2 months now. So it's been really impressive to see like what our team has pulled off. Like, so much credit to the producers and the editors and the writers. Like, it's awesome. So they're keeping me busy. I've been good.
I know. This weekend I've always been part of I've been an Alpha Babe myself. I just want to let you know that. But your morning routine echoes mine with the candle, the coffee, and the Snickers creamer. Right? I was like, how are you my spirit animal?
Have you tried the Snickers creamer?
It's
or not
epic.
Yet? You have to. It's so good. So my boyfriend got it and was just like, oh, because I'm obsessed with Snickers, like the candy. I eat them for breakfast, lunch, dinner, like everything. And then he bought it one day to surprise me. And to be honest, I was on the fence about it for a minute. I was like, I just want to eat my Snickers. I don't know, like mentally something. It's different, yeah. But now I'm obsessed. It's like dessert without having dessert. So
I love it.
Now that we've rambled about Snickers creamer, everyone's probably like, what are they talking about?
No, but listen, because see, all those creamers taste the same. Once you've had Snickers, there's a unique je ne sais quoi about the creamer. But Zuri, your Access Hollywood daily, you are talking to the masses, and the conversation has shifted in the entertainment landscape from of course it's celebrity driven, but now more than ever, the intersection of what's happening outside in our world to everyday people, politics, it's all one amalgamation of storytelling. For you, did you ever think that you would see the landscape of entertainment news be what it is in 2020?
I didn't think it would happen in 2020, but I'm glad it's happening. And if anything, me saying I didn't think it would happen in 2020, like, it's kind of a downer to admit that, because it just means that I don't know that I had that much faith in humanity and people to get there in this industry. Like, we've both been at this for a long time. Like, we know the world through which we navigate, and there can be a lot of really disheartening experiences that just make you wonder, like, man, when do I catch the break? And I don't just mean the big break. I'm not talking about a booking. It's like, when do we catch a break as minorities, as people of color, whether you're a part of the LGBTQ community? There are so many different communities that I feel like have been marginalized, not just by Hollywood, but in general for so long. And I think it's not a thing you get used to, but you do learn how to survive in spite of and fight in spite of. And what's really encouraging about this moment is it feels different in the sense of, this unfortunately is not the first time that we've had this sort of zeitgeist build. We've had this momentum, this crescendo, but it does, in my humble and personal opinion, feel like the first time that I've experienced where it's like, oh, things won't go back to the way they were. They
Right.
can't. If they do, God help us. Like, I have more faith in humanity than that. For what we have
Right.
gone through at this point, I refuse to believe that we're going back. You know, it's not just about performative allyship anymore. People are
Boom.
realizing
Yes.
that there's a difference. And
Yep.
so, and we have also empowered ourselves to hold those people
Accountable.
accountable. Like, we
Right.
don't have to just sit and bite our tongues or pick our battles anymore, because this is the moment when we get to speak up in a lot of ways, where we should have felt comfortable and safe speaking up before, but there are power in numbers. We're stronger together. So it's good to see people on all sides of the line coming together to say, no, this is the time. We can't go back to what it was before.
Zuri, I echo that 1000%. And I think, I mean, on Twitter, just on Twitter alone, the conversations and I would say the reckoning that's happening
That
is
is the key
incredible.
word.
I mean,
That's the
people,
word.
and it's not about cancel culture. It's just about, as you said, culpability and accountability, and people finally saying, "Wait a minute, let's pull the wool off of everyone's eyes and expose
Yeah.
what the hell is
Yeah.
going on." So, for yourself though, people look at Zuri Hall and think glamour. They think that you have this, you've had these amazing, your career trajectory and what you've done in your career is inspirational and amazing, and they see you as a star. But along the way, there's have to have been times where you felt marginalized in the glamorous job, where you felt that you weren't seen. How did you navigate that? Because people watching now, Zuri, and they've been in my DMs like celebrating you, and you are such an icon, if you will. And so they look to you for the. Well, I mean, it's the truth, girl. I'm keeping it 100. But how did you navigate being marginalized in an industry that has put you in a place of such visibility, I guess?
Mm-hmm. I have navigated it by becoming extremely self-reliant. You shouldn't have to rely on yourself, especially in team efforts. But when you're marginalized, when you're on the outskirts, even, and the irony is, I would very often be brought in to be the face of the thing, or the main
Yeah.
person at an anchor desk. You know, I was being brought in to be front row center, and yet still behind the scenes, I've sometimes felt, not always, but there were moments when I would feel like I was low on the totem pole as far as help me do my job better. And sometimes as a Black woman, that requires specific help. I'm
Right.
different than, you know, my white counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
And it can seem so superficial, but the big one really is, we're a visual industry. You know, people are watching us talk right now. How I look, how I come across, that's important.
Right.
And especially in the early years, man, it would be so exhausting. I remember this one time I was still doing commercial work. Like, had I even graduated from Ohio State yet? I don't know, but it was around that age. So we're talking like early 20s at the oldest. And I booked a bridal shoot, like nobody's bride, to be clear, just modeling for like a bridal magazine. And it was me and like 3 or 4 other models, but they were all white. Right. And so my makeup artist at the time, whoever they assigned to me, I was like, okay, well, this is my complexion, this is what I normally wear. And she was like, okay, well, I've got this and this. Pulled out 2 the Black girl foundation, I guess, like 2 brown compacts. And it was kind of like Sophie's choice. Like, which one am I going to look less of a hot mess with? And
Right.
and it was new for me, because this was me first getting into the world of entertainment and TV and stuff. And so she did my makeup. I was like red and weird. And it was just, I felt terrible. Like, I didn't feel attractive. And I had to go out there on a set, and we were all competing for the cover of that magazine, right? So we were all going to get our spreads, and the best model or the best photo was going to get the cover, which would be fair competition, except the Black girl had 2 compacts to choose from and 2 ashy lip glosses, because knowing how to do my makeup or my hair just wasn't a priority at that time. I've had experiences like that off and on for a long time. When I was in local news, there were the conversations around, do I wear my hair natural? Not even do I, can I? Like, how can I, you know, convince hires up, because they do get to sign off on the way you appear, and that's black, white across the table. Like, that's normal. But the issue was trying to get news directors and sometimes producers to shift their perspective of what should be approved, right?
Especially especially in smaller markets where they don't have the
Yeah.
wherewithal to think, okay, there's a whole spectrum of blackness and black excellence.
Exactly, exactly. And so, like, what we offer beauty wise and culturally is so unique and special. And so, I look back on those years, and sometimes I even get a little sad for myself because what I love about this moment and the last few years, especially, is just how much we have taken back what is ours and been like, acknowledge where it's coming from. All of these
Right.
beauty trends you guys want, like, the curves and the lips and the booties and the hair and the whatever, but just like, you're welcome, right? Like, when for
Right.
so long it was the opposite. And so that was really a frustrating time in my life, is showing up and being the only black girl and really wanting to shine, to feel comfortable, and to add my voice, my perspective, when
Sure.
some people want you to be the black girl on the show, but they don't want you to be the black girl on
Black
the show.
girl. Right.
Like, check the box for us, but don't actually like
Be that
do it.
authentically.
Exactly.
Yeah. What you're saying is reclamation, and right, and I think that leans on what you said earlier about this time, is that we're reclaiming, like Maxine Waters, I'm reclaiming my time. We're
Yeah.
reclaiming so much. You talk about your beginnings in local news. You're a Midwest girl, and happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, Toledo, Ohio in the house.
Mm-hmm. 419
Midwest
always.
girl. You started out local news, went from local news to New York, to Dallas, New York, Los Angeles, and here you are on Big Five. And not only are you a host, but at your core, you're a journalist. And I don't think people realize that about talent. That, yeah, entertainment news is fluff sometimes, but there's a journalistic integrity that's at the core of that. You are deep in the trenches, covering a lot, and now it's heavier more than ever. How do you balance your mental health, Zuri? Like, how do you decompress? How do you let that go? Because I watched you talk about Nipsey Hussle last year, and out of everyone that, besides the outlet I was working at,
Yeah.
out of all of that I worked, that you had the most nuanced approach about it, and it seemed like it affected you viscerally when you talked about it on Daily Pop. How do you decompress and let go of heavy stuff that you're covering on a day-to-day basis?
That's a really good question. It can be hard. Like, even you mentioned Nipsey, and I immediately just go to all of the stories I've covered over the last few years in Hollywood and outside of that. I got kind of the reputation as the hard news girl at my entertainment news outlets because I started in local news and I ended up anchoring the evening news in Dallas, Texas for years. I was also working the weather wall,
I
but I
know.
would anchor the 5 o'clock show and the 9 o'clock show every day.
Yeah.
And that was the top 5 market. And that's where I cut my teeth at hard news, at getting that across. However, what has been a little more difficult and challenging is when you're just giving the hard news, you give it straight and you try your best to be unbiased. When you're at a pop culture roundtable, you're supposed to give your opinion and how you feel too. And so it's what I try to do. I throw myself into the stories. I try to maintain a level of not small. It's hard to. I'm trying to explain how I approach it. I don't want it to sound callous. I try to remember that I am doing a journalistic duty for the
Right.
hard stories because it's the only way to get through them. Is to compartmentalize and put away too much of like that emotion, because I would be crying when Kobe and Gigi and those other souls lost their lives on that helicopter crash. That was my assignment for the day, to drive up to the crash site and be there. And it's like, how do you compartmentalize that? The only way to get through it sometimes is just to focus on the journalistic task at hand. And then you go home and you sit with that. And it's really hard. Like, I can't even pretend like, you do it so much and it just gets easier. When you get home and you take off the shirt, sometimes you take off the wig and you just sit alone with your thoughts. It's hard, it's difficult, but I feel honored that I get to be a part of telling those stories, and I take that responsibility very seriously. And so that's what helps me do it. And I hope I can add some heart, especially when it's commentary or I'm at a table, especially if I'm the only woman of color maybe at the table, to be able to add a certain perspective as a Black woman that my other panelists might not be able to, or when there is another Black woman at the table, which is my favorite time to have the conversations, because then you see, one, we're not a monolith, and I'm not about to automatically agree with her just because we're at the same table, and that's the beauty of those conversations. So it's hard, but it's our job, and you
Yeah.
can learn to do it.
Yeah, everything you're saying, not a monolith. That's been like my soliloquy all week. But Zuri, connection. You have such a connection. Your fans. The reason why people like you and love you and watch you on television is because the way because you're authentically yourself. And I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I've watched a lot of your content, Zuri, and as from
Blow
a
it
viewer
up, Jason,
standpoint.
blow it up.
but you have this thing that people see you and they anyone you talk to, you say Zuri Hall, they say relatable. Oh, she's they want to invest in you, and I get vulnerable from you. Zuri Hall on camera. This how did you cultivate this it factor, this thing you have?
Oh goodness! Wow. Can I just talk to you all day? You got me like, well, who am I really? Wow. Thank you for that. That's really sweet. Vulnerable. I would say you probably get that. I agree. I think that's a really interesting word you use. It might be the first time that I've heard someone explain it, but that's how I feel all the time. So if that's what you're getting, it just means that part of me is coming through. At the end of the day, like I am a girl from Ohio who was really shy growing up. I was really reserved. I couldn't even look people in the eyes comfortably until I was probably like 14, 15. And it's only because my granny would like yell at me nicely and say, that's what you look people in the eyes, you're respecting yourself. And then when you do that, but so I always feel a little vulnerable. Yeah. When I'm putting myself out there still and I'm speaking my truth, and like my voice is something I had to grow into. I was not super outspoken as a kid or even in college. I did not always have opinions on things. I still, if I don't have an opinion on something, I just don't succumb to the pressure of like talking just to talk. And I talk a lot, but if I don't have an opinion on something, I'm not just gonna like pull it out of my ass. Because I think it's important to just leave space for the voices who actually have something to say in that area.
Right, yeah.
But if I have something to say, it means something to me. So I guess I'm just being vulnerable in that sense. Like, to be straight up, like cancel culture, the internet, like it's not easy to go live anymore. It's not easy to speak your truth, whatever it is, whether it's wrong or right.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's not either or, it's just your truth in the middle, your perspective. And so like there's a vulnerability that comes with saying, I'm going to put myself out here. I hope you receive me the way that I mean it, but I'm okay if you don't. So I'd be lying if I said that's not difficult sometimes or scary, but you do it anyway.
It's very scary, and in times where like and also the times where you want to say something, but the truth isn't worth sometimes isn't worth it. You know what I mean? And that's so sad to say because they want authenticity. They want us to reveal. When you reveal, you become relatable. They want audiences are so savvy, and so they know when you're phoning it in, right? But there's also a time where it's just like, let me fall back and just and keep it pushing if it's not going to serve the conversation. Conversations about things that people are having is you on American Ninja Warrior season 2. Zuri, I'm sorry, but like your career is awesome. It's awesome.
Thank you. I agree. I won't front on that one. I feel so grateful. I just feel very blessed and lucky, and I'm so grateful for all of it, honestly. So I will agree because I won't discredit all of the amazing things that God has done in my life. It is amazing, and I'm just happy to be here.
American Ninja Warrior, Matt Eisman, love him. He's a friend. You are like on the sidelines, connecting with these people that are obsessed with this. I mean, it's a phenomenon. You are now part of the phenomenon. What's that experience been like? I mean, it has to have been wild.
It's so special. It is, honestly, there's nothing like the ninja community. I love it. I was excited to join the team because I love telling stories. And, you know, the first and foremost, they are athletes. Like the things that our ninjas are able to do, they train all year for their one shot per year at showing what they've got on this massive obstacle course that's so much bigger in real life than you think. I was like, oh, maybe I might try to get up there and see what I can do. And then day one, I walk up and I was like, absolutely not. Walked my butt right back to the sideline. It was like, I'll be talking to the athletes who know how to beast this course. But what I love most about it is the sense of community. You know, the ninjas keep in touch all year long. I keep in touch with a lot of them. We DM, we talk. It's a family. And even right now, with everything going on, there are quite a few ninjas leading a charge as far as the Black Lives Matter movement and making sure that they're standing in solidarity with two of their hosts, you know, co-hosts Akbar and then me as a sideline reporter, and then all of the other ninjas in the community. And so it's special to be a part of something that's all year round. You may watch the season, but the warmth, the tears, the triumph over tragedy, like that's an ongoing experience for all of us. And so that's been the most special part. So yeah, I love being a part of Ninja. It's a lot of fun. Matt and Akbar are just like the best. They're like big bros on set. It's just a good time.
You're such a good fit. It's great to watch. I'm glad that happened for you because I mean, Zuri, you've gone from MTV watching you on VH1, The Morning Buzz, to Fuse, to just like I mean, look, I was watching your 2014 reel. And I mean, you've done a lot and to finally land, and even your own content with Alpha Babe and you on YouTube, how you haven't been afraid to show that it's not easy. An overnight success is 10 years in the making, and you have to. And I love how you said that if you do the work, the universe will carry you through. You also said about you know, you have to risk big. You gotta risk big, and it's you know, there's a lot of talents that will have a story. Everyone has a story, but for some reason, yours has resonated with me and I'm sure thousands of other people because it's just like, damn, this is a small town girl who was like, I don't know how I'm going to get to where I'm going, but I know what I want and I know what I deserve. And even you said 2018 was a year that was hard for you, and a lot of changes, and you found a lot of becoming single, a lot of self-love, and now look. You know, you manifested, you bet it on yourself, and now you're Zuri effing Hall all over the place, girl. And there's love in your life now. We're here for it. We're here for it.
Ooh, you good with the segues. You real good. You know I know one because I got to slide it in there when I'm on the carpet. Like, ooh, don't kill me. No, I do, yes. Love is in the air. Funny enough, like some people may know the story, but we found it on E. Like, obviously, I spent almost 5 amazing years at E News. They're still family. I'm still in the NBC Universal family. Even
down the elevator.
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I moved. Everyone was like, "How's the move been?" I'm like, I took my box of cubicle stuff like 2 floors up. Like that was it. That was the move. I see all my friends still. Like it's basically the same. But yeah, we met on E. They did a matchmaking prank for us, Juliana Rancic and Jason Kennedy, like just over a year ago now, and it's crazy because we're pushing like 14 months or something. Sean, oh, he's not listening to me, y'all. That's how you know we're like anyway. He's gonna shut the door. Nothing about what's going on out here. About 14 months or so. And it's just been really great. It's special and we're having fun and, you know, no complaints. I think I had to be at a point in my singledom where I was open to that again and ready for about a good year. I was just living my life. I was having fun being single, catching up on stuff.
Oprah told you to go and just do your thing.
When Miss Winfrey speaks, it is gospel, okay?
Right.
She told me to drop it like it was hot. That is a direct quote. She told me to, you know, go out with him and him and him. So I implied, okay, Oprah's really telling me to live my best life. And she said him, him, and him. So that's at least 3. And what else did she say? Then work on myself, you know, and then come down to myself, become the lover that I wanted. And I took it to heart because she's Oprah and she's gold. And she was right. I focused on myself. I just did me. And then it's crazy what just kind of like appears sometimes out of thin air once you just make the space for it to show up.
Right. I love that. Hope for the future, Zuri, because I think now in quarantine, a lot of people, we have time to sit with ourselves and think and figure shit out and have regrets and think about the future and heal. Hope for the future for you. Like what when people say, what does Zuri want in the future and what does happiness look like? What is that for you?
What does Zuri want? I want to do on a much larger scale what I've been blessed enough to do at the level I've done it. And I don't mean as far as like work and hosting. Like I have goals, like what types of shows I'd like to host or produce or be a part of. But like essentially, I want to be able to serve and to empower. Like my big word is just empower, especially growing up in Toledo, Ohio. And I had such a great support network, but you know, at the end of the day, there are only so many resources for what I was trying to do there. And I would feel so lost and just in the dark. And I wanted it so bad. And I dug and I dug, and I'd be at the library every night, just renting books on how to get a headshot, how to make a resume, like trying to figure it out. And what I really want to do is equip others with the resources, the tools, the information, the mentorship that they need to realize their wildest dreams. Because I don't believe that any dream is too big. I am such an advocate, like for my friends, like I just see so much for them. Sometimes not even more than they see for themselves. Maybe they just don't feel like it right now, but I'm still just like, you should do this, like annoying as hell. It's like, it gets old, trust me. But like, that's just my energy. It's like you see something in someone and you just want to help it shine and grow. And so I'd love to do that at a bigger level for people, especially young women and underprivileged youth who just need the resources, who just need the chance, the shot, you know, because there are so many smart, beautiful, talented people who just need an opportunity, and life is not fair, as we have witnessed, as we have experienced. And so I just want to try to make it a little more fair as far as those resources go and access to them. So,
and I think
we'll
that
see.
it'll definitely happen for you, Zuri. It's definitely gonna happen. Wow. Thank you for your time today. And everyone in the comments, we see you guys, we see you. We're in the conversation, but yo, they're celebrating the hell out of you, Zuri, for real, for real.
Wait, hey
But
guys.
so we
Everyone's so sweet. Isn't
I know,
Jason
aren't they
so
great?
good at this, you guys? He's like an amazing interviewer. I'm like,
Hey.
hearts for Jason, guys. Sorry, I'm like, I hijacked the hosting portion because we got to give you his love. That was such a great conversation.
I receive it. I receive it.
Yes.
Okay, so recap. We can catch you on Access Hollywood, of course.
Yes.
Monday through Friday.
Access Hollywood, American Ninja Warrior on NBC. There's another thing. Why am I forgetting this other thing right now?
Your own YouTube channel.
Oh gosh, and the YouTube channel, right? We've got ZURI HALL. And then like Instagram, you can just keep up with me on Instagram at ZURI HALL, all that jazz. Yeah, that's it. Whatever. Just
Zuri, thank you. You said that your love language is you give gifts, that you love to give gifts.
I love you for you got the research down. Yes.
I'm Jason Carter, yo. I don't play.
I love it.
Thank you for giving me the gift of your time today. I really appreciate it. You stay safe. Guys, go follow her. I'm going to have this video on YouTube and on my IGTV. So if you guys want to rewatch, go ahead and do that. And Zuri, all the best. Congratulations. And you are simply stellar. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Jason, this was amazing. Sending you all love.
Bye. See you later, Zuri.
Bye.